All right, welcome back everyone to R44 Performance. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We haven't even unpacked the goods in front of me, but today is GT3RS day. So we've just bought a 991.1 GT3RS Porsche in pure white. Unbelievable spec, but we'll look at that car later. And it's going to be our development car for this year to work on all different parts, from working with manufacturers that are already currently making parts to us making some parts for that car, because we're really keen to get into that Porsche market, because we know our standard for carbon fibre that we've showcased on the G80 and stuff like that would really go well with the Porsche market. So we've got a Grail system in front of us. So this is the Grail exhaust system from Germany. We met the guys from Grail over an Essen Motorsports show, and they have been killing the exhaust game in Germany for some time now. And the German market's very different to the market here in the UK and the US, whereas they've got to specialise in, building systems that kind of are approved by the motor organisations like TÜV and EC approval. So their systems are extremely high quality, are backed with certificates, and it's something that the UK market doesn't really need to care about, but it's quite cool when you look at it. They're obviously passing these regulations, which means they have a good system. So that's why we've opted for one of these on our system. But let me just quickly unwrap this. All right, we are unwrapped and ready to look at the system. So we've gone for a kind of Catback system, so it's going to be installed just after the primary cats. It's going to delete the big resonators and the big box in the middle. And this is actually a UK/rest of the world system, so this is slightly different to their Germany system that's TÜV approved and EC approved. So this has kind of been designed for us here in the UK and our market, and for the US and countries like that where we want a bit more noise. So there's going to be some slight differences to the main system. So let's have a little look into it. So obviously the system will sit something like that in the back of the car. You've got the two resonators. These will go in here like so. This is actually that side. So that will go like so. And it utilises the OEM valve system, which is really good. And they've got really, really high quality valves, because obviously that's the most important thing on these systems is the quality of the valves, because you don't want any valve rattle. So they're actually using a really well-known kind of company and their valves to make sure that operation is amazing, because that's what you want. You don't want any valve rattle, especially on your, whether it be your M140i or your Porsche GT3. So yeah, we've got that. When the valves close, it resonates through this kind of bullet resonator and then back into this through the exhaust, so it should keep noise down ever so slightly, and then it's as easy as that, and then it's just clipped onto the main system. We're going to retain the headers, just because we'll be using the car a lot on racetracks. That's pretty much it in terms of the system. It's pretty easy. Tip options, we've got a few tips here. If I move this ever so slightly over here, we've got 4 tip options. So we've got the short tips, the kind of longer tip, so all it is just a longer tip so it can stick out a little bit more. We've then got the black anodized tips that are in the long format, so these are probably what we're going to be running all the time. And then we've got the track tips, so these are these are being tested at the minute, so we're testing these on racetracks to get the resonating perfect, so that it resonates it down to UK track limits. That way you can run the system, the loud system, and then fit these for your racetracks and your kind of days where it's really limited on noise. Fit that, and then you will have no issues. Obviously in the box it comes with some cool Grail tags, some stickers for the car, and all the kind of hardware to install it, and some plates over here. But yeah, let's get this now into the photo booth. We're going to shoot it quickly, and then we're going to go have a look around the car and start stripping down the car. All right, guys and girls, we are now by the car. So the Grail exhaust is on the floor, looking pretty cool. A lot of tip options, but that's so we can kind of cater for all preferences. But yeah, this is our GT3RS. It's a bit of a dream for me to have one, and we now have one. This is a nice spec, so it's got all carbon ceramics. It's got Club Sport pack. It's got color-coded roll cage. It's got harnesses. It's got the 918 seats. Pretty much got everything that you'd want. It's not a Larry color. I quite like white. I had my Supra in white. I've also got my F80 M3 in white, and I think white's just a nice color for our kind of track orientated cars, and then our crazy show cars are always in like a cool green color. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Obviously, you can see the horrible tips it has now. You can see the horrible matte back plastic. So this is something that we're developing. So we're going to replace those in carbon. And some other little things that we're working on. But what we're going to do now, we're going to click our fingers and go to a dyno. So we're going to head over to PPL Tuning, put this car on the dyno and get some stock figures. So we're going to catch you guys back here in a moment. We're going to quickly go there and come back. We're back in the same place, same time, same everything. We've now had the printout. So you've obviously heard the car on the dyno. It sounds pretty cool. They are good. This is a pre-OPF car. Obviously, this is 2016, so there's no OPFs. Sounds pretty good for a naturally aspirated car with no filters. But let's talk power. So PPL gave us a nice little printout. As you can see, it is a Porsche, so the graft is extremely smooth. It ran 490 horsepower and 477 at the engine of torque, Newton meters, so pretty good. Power band is from around 5.5 over to 7.5. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty healthy. They're meant to run 497 stock, so that is pretty good. And yeah, it sounded all right. The car is running smooth. That was the main thing. I wanted to make sure it's running good. Obviously, the car went to Porsche just before I bought it, so it has all the manufacturer's warranty. It's always been serviced by them. It's now time to have some fun and modify it. So what we're going to do is fit this Grail exhaust onto the car, show you guys how it's installed. We're going to take the bumper off so we can showcase the whole system, what we're replacing, and then we will go off and do some road testing, get some really cool flybys and stuff like that, and then get it back on the dyno and see the power increase. We'll let it run up for a little while, get used to the exhaust, get the exhaust to bed in, and then we'll get it on the dyno. So in about a week's time, and then we'll release the video. But yeah, let's get this car up in the air and get stripping.
Do just what you want. You're the one I trust, and I always be around when I need some loving, baby. No one else. Yeah. Let you down.
Yeah, welcome back everybody to the R44 workshop. You find me with my dream, my baby. But yeah, what do you think of the sound? I think it sounds unbelievable. When we fitted it, and we drove it for the first time, mind blowing, and then hearing it on the dyno, unbelievable. But yeah, 4 litre, Porsche engine just sounds crazy with the Grail exhaust. Let's talk about dyno, because it was quite surprising, the results, a little bit, because obviously it's classic. Oh yeah, fit exhaust system on your car and you'll get power. But obviously with an NA engine, you expect a little bit more of a gain than you do with a turbo engine, especially nowadays with the ECU. So we got about a 20 brake horsepower gain. Dylan will overlay this, I presume, won't you, Dylan? So you can actually see it. But let's have a little look. So stock power run, 490 horsepower. Aftermarket exhaust, 510 horsepower. And then Newton meters was 470 engine torque, and then the engine torque after the exhaust is 490, so about 23 Newton meters extra there as well. Very similar rev range, slightly different actually, is when it got there. But Yeah, overall, I think it's quite a cool improvement. Obviously, you get this, the main thing I'm after is obviously the sound. I think that's primarily what most people are after with the Porsche. You don't really need that extra brake horsepower with these cars, but it might help on the track for sure. So the next step for us is an Venturi intake to see if it adds a little bit more power as well as adds that noise. I was with some friends over in Austria last week, and he mentioned he's got the Venturi on his car, and he said it just, those ducts, and you just hear it pulling in the air. Go whoosh, yeah. Is that what you're saying, Dylan? Yeah, but yeah. There it is. That is the first video, the first modification to our GT3RS. Up next, we've got some JCR bits going on, some new paddle shifters from JQ. We've got some more, we just got a load of little trinkets going on this car, obviously. We're not going to put a carbon fiber front bumper and stuff like that, but we will be changing all this horrible matte black to carbon fiber with MHC. But for now, we're wrapping that up. Make sure you check out some BMW videos, because obviously this is a bit different to our normal stuff. But this will be the future for R44. We'll be doing a lot more GT cars and focusing primarily on the GT kind of offering from Porsche. But yeah, anyways, check all those links below. Get shopping today. If you have a GT3RS, hit that link, get shopping. Otherwise, tell your friends and family to get shopping today.